What is going on, YouTube? We are back with another DFS lineup video, and this is for Tuesday, April 3rd, the MLB lineup. So I'm going to be showing you guys my favorite players for DFS. This works both for DraftKings and FanDuel. These are just the players I think are going to do really well and that you should look at putting into your lineup. Now, I always get a lot of questions. What software am I using to help pick me all my players? It is called Draft Dashboard, and I'll have a link to a free trial. I think it's for a week, free trial for a week down below. So definitely check it out. It is the only tool I use for DFS, and it has helped me win so much money. So definitely go try it out for yourself. I mean, it's a free trial, so why not? So let's get right into the video. So first, I have Travis Shaw, third baseman for the Brewers. They're playing St. Louis, pretty good matchup for him. The pitcher that he's playing against, Ryan Flaherty, isn't too solid. He's ranked 24th right now, so not very good. As well as versus lefties, he hits a lot better, so that's something to look at as well. He's getting pretty good at bats, 5.54. The last 3 games he's been a little bit cold. He did have one kind of decent game, the 9.5, but I think he's going to come back and have a really strong, outing today. He's got a pretty good projection. If you can get 11 points out of him, that'd be pretty solid. And Draft Dashboard has him ranked pretty well. The only downside they really have to him, for the reason him not being ranked, a 100, is the fact that he's been kind of cold the past 3 games. But I think he's going to come out of that. He's got a really good matchup versus a not very good pitcher. He's going against a lefty, so I think Travis Shaw, has a very good chance to, do some damage. And you can see, he had 31 home runs last year, so he definitely has, that power to be able to hit some out of the park. So definitely be watching for Travis Shaw. I'm definitely going to throw him in some of my lineups, maybe not all of them, but I think a lot of them, Travis Shaw will be my third baseman. As well as he's batting third, it's a great RBI position, third, and he's going to get a lot of at-bats there. So right now he's probable, as are all these people, just because it's early in the morning, but I'm pretty sure all of these people are going to end up starting. The next guy we have is Abreu, playing versus the Phillies, as well as he does a little bit better against lefties. His pitching matchup is pretty good, versus Lively, 22nd best. Draft Dashboard actually has him ranked as 100. He's been a little bit cold, kind of. He did have, 2 good games right there, the 18.5 and the 9.2. So he's definitely got, that ability to score pretty high. His last 2 games haven't been amazing, but I think he's got a really good matchup here. And as you know, Abreu as well has the power to, hit some out of the ballpark. His at-bats are pretty solid, and he's actually averaging a pretty good amount. So Abreu is definitely a guy to throw into your outfield. I think he's going to have a very solid game. So Abreu is definitely a guy you want to put in some of your lineups. Next, we have Eric Thames. This is one of my favorite plays at first base, just for the fact that he hits so much better versus lefties. And the lefty he's playing against isn't amazing. It's Ryan Flaherty. So I think he's got a really good matchup. It says he's been cold, but, he went 15-0, so he might not have played that day. I don't really remember because I didn't start him. And then 27 and 18. So he's like 3 out of the 4 games or whatever. He has done very well. So, I think he's going to keep that up against this good matchup for himself, especially versus a lefty. He as well has the power to hit it out of the park. So, there's a chance for those extra points, as well as, he's getting a good amount of at-bats. So Eric Thames is definitely a good guy to play. And Draft Dashboard has him ranked pretty high as well. Another first baseman, so if you aren't very comfortable with Eric Thames, you can go with Jose Abreu. He's got a decent matchup. It's an away game, doesn't really matter too much, but he's playing J.A. Happ, who's a pretty solid pitcher. But I think Jose's still going to do pretty solid. He's averaging 12 fantasy per game. You can see his stats right there. He went 12, 6.2, 28.4, and 12.2. So he's doing pretty well. He's got a pretty good season average or season value. And versus righties, he does a little bit better. So Jose Abreu is definitely a guy to watch. I still like Eric Thames a little bit better, and he's a lot cheaper. But I think, Jose Abreu is definitely a guy, if you don't like Thames for some reason, Jose Abreu is definitely a good backup. Now at pitcher, I have Chris Sale. He's got a very good matchup versus Miami. Chris Sale has been, scoring like crazy. You can see 49, 12 is all right. 24 is, or 12 is not very good for a pitcher, but 24 is not bad. Then 73, then 32. So he's definitely got that upside to score a crap ton of points, as you can see with his 73 and 49-point game. So he gets a lot of strikeouts. He's pitching a pretty good amount of innings per game, almost 7. So that's, more strikeouts and stuff like that. So Chris Sale is definitely a guy I would definitely start him. He's had a great start to the season. And so, yeah, and he does a little bit better right here. So I think Chris, and they have him ranked as 100 on Draft Dashboard. So I think Chris is going to have, a pretty good game. He's definitely going to be my number one starting pitcher. He is pretty expensive, but, that's kind of what you pay for what you get, So the reason he's so expensive is because he scores a lot. So I think Chris Sale is going to have another good game. He's playing against basically the worst hitting team in the MLB right now, and Chris Sale is a good pitcher. So that is a great matchup. I like that matchup a lot. And then our last guy we have for outfield is Chris Davis. Chris Davis is coming at a pretty decent price point. He's going against Hamels, I believe. Yes, and, he does bat a little bit better versus righties, which is always good. He has that power to smash them out of the park, which is always good because you get a lot of points for home runs and RBIs. In the last couple games, he's been pretty solid. The past 2 he hasn't been amazing. He's been on kind of a cold streak the past 2, but the 3 before that, he did very well. So I think he's going to come back and have another good game, especially versus a right-handed pitcher. The pitcher's pretty solid. It's Cole Hamels, pretty solid pitcher, but he's not like one of the, they have him at 11th. So, it's definitely hittable. That's, just below middle of the pack. So I think Chris Davis can definitely get you at least 15 points. They have him projected at 11. I have him, going for around 15. So he's definitely got to watch. I really do like Chris Davis in this matchup. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys, do some research, see if you like any of these guys. Obviously you're not guaranteed to win, but I think if you get some of these guys in your lineups, it's definitely going to better your chance. And like I said, if you want to try out the software I use that shows you everything you need to know about, DFS players and helps you build perfect lineups, has lineup optimizers, helps you find sleepers and stuff. So if you do want to check this, software out, hit the link in the description and it'll take you to Draft Dashboard where you can start your free trial. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.